So, folks, I have been doing everything in my power on this stream to impress upon all of you that Donald Trump talking about taking over Greenland is not a joke, it's not funny, and it is the final breaking point between the United States and basically the rest of the world. This incident with Greenland could very well be the thing that turns America into a pariah state if we aren't the one already, just from the absolute chaos and unreliability of our diplomatic arrangements and agreements. He has lost his mind, so we shall be punished. I mean, genuinely, he's fucking crazy, guys. He's over on Truth Social right now, truthing out guys like Bobby D, Robert Dunlap 98947. So at what point are we going to realize the enemy is within? China and Russia are the boogeymen when the real threat is the UN, NATO, and this religion. I put religion in quotes because it's not a religion. It's a death cult. Yeah, I went there. And I just want to point out that's the president of the United States actually calling all of our closest allies in the world the real secret enemies. Okay? Like he is going absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And he's sending his ghouls out to try and basically back him up. I mean, here's Scott Bessant trying to talk to, all the other leaders in the world. And he's just going absolutely nuts.
Sending love to Jack and chat Peepo hug.
Good Faith Goblin, thank you for the 9 tier 1 subs. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you very, very much. But here's Scott Bessant.
Again, I would say this is the same kind of hysteria that we heard on April 2nd. There was a panic. And what I'm urging everyone here to do is sit back, take a deep breath, and let things play out. As I said on April 2nd, the worst thing countries can do is escalate against the United States.
Now, I just want to say here, Scott Bessant was considered one of the more sane members of Trump's cabinet. And I just have to let you guys know, no one is going to stop Donald Trump here. Unfortunately. What a lot of these Republicans are doing is sane washing Trump by making arguments of oh, this is hypothetically why someone would want Greenland at all costs. When Donald Trump has just been going out and saying, I need Greenland for my own psychology. He's just been saying I want it. I really, really want it. What a lot of Republicans Scott Bessant are doing, or Scott Bessent are doing here, is that they are trying to not only sane wash Donald Trump, but they are trying to say, oh, what he's really saying is that he's going to offer money to Denmark and then there's going to be an exchange of territory. But that's not what Donald Trump is saying, because Donald Trump is the one who continues to escalate and bring troops into the discussion and talking about how we need to control Greenland. We need it and we won't accept any other outcome. And, we're drafting up plans to invade Greenland. This is nuts. And anyone who has been fully following this story knows it is fucking insane. But a lot of Republican voters, they aren't really paying that much attention. And if they are, they're getting different versions of the story. Oh, maybe he's just offering to buy it. Maybe he's maybe he can take it. Maybe Denmark doesn't have a claim to Greenland. And it's all just unhinged. The world has lost its center, Things fall apart. And even if there are still folks in Washington, D.C. who are not taking this sufficiently seriously, I need you all here to understand that the rest of the world is taking this incredibly seriously, as the threat it is. Here is Mark Carney at the World Economic Forum today.
We knew the story of the international rules-based order was partially false. that the strongest would exempt themselves when convenient, that trade rules were enforced asymmetrically. And we knew that international law applied with varying rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim. This fiction was useful. And American hegemony in particular helped provide public goods, open sea lanes, a stable financial system, collective security, and support for frameworks for resolving disputes. So we placed the sign in the window. We participated in the rituals. And we largely avoided calling out the gaps between rhetoric and reality. This bargain no longer works. Let me be direct. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. Over the past 2 decades, a series of crises in finance, health, energy, and geopolitics have laid bare the risks of extreme global integration. But more recently, great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. Tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited. You cannot live within the lie of mutual benefit through integration when integration becomes the source of your subordination.
Like, I gotta say, I know that Mark Carney has a lot of issues and, politically is nowhere near as far left as I would like. But hearing him just outright spit fire like that is great. Like that is very, very good, because it lays bare the situation, which is that for so long America has gotten sweetheart deal after sweetheart deal after sweetheart deal after sweetheart deal from the entirety of the international community. And a lot of that was predicated on past goodwill and military largesse on the part of the United States. That time is done. That time is gone, and Donald Trump has killed it. Okay? Like, when we're talking about international trade, the reason Mark Carney is so willing to admit this state of affairs in the open is because that's the same situation that the rest of the world has been under when it comes to U.S. hegemony. And Donald Trump has so shit the bed and has so, poisoned the well and turned everyone against us that now they're willing to just say out loud what a lot of the world leaders have really thought and felt as they chafed underneath American, soft power. And, it is going to be not just, I've kind of gone back and forth on this in my head. This isn't going to be like a, 4 years from now, the world will have forgotten this and we're all going to be hunky-dory again. This is going to be like a genuine sea change, and it is going to take the rest of your lifetimes here for us to fix it. And it will rely on us being considerate, accommodating, and steadfast allies. Something that Donald Trump has absolutely ruined our reputation for being. That's where we are. Yeah, Ashley, you probably know better than anyone here, with your experience, but internationally, it is gonna take, probably longer than I'm gonna be alive for this to get fixed. Maybe some of your kids will live to see this get fixed, folks. But astonishing. And the cost of something like this is really incalculable. Right? It is going to be unfolding costs over time. But to really hammer home where the international community is, I think it's best to check in with how Greenland is doing. And it is worth pointing out that Bloomberg News has reported that the Greenland Prime Minister is issuing orders for folks in Greenland to prepare in the event of invasion. So that's currently where we are, where a bunch of people in Washington, D.C. are still, haha, he's just talking hardball. Look at him playing hardball. He's to try and get Greenland. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, the people in Greenland are like, it's time for us to build trenches. It is time for us to build our underground tunnel system. And like, I just don't, like, people just don't get it here, you know? It's not likely that there will be a military conflict, but it can't be ruled out. Like, obviously someone says this when they're trying to avoid instilling mass panic, but like, you don't say everyone get readied in case we're occupied unless that is genuinely a high level concern. That's where we're at right now. And like, one would think, oh, well, okay, so if he is trying to just buy Greenland, well, then it's time to stop, like, you know, issuing these threats to annex Greenland. But guys, he's just continuing to double and triple down, along with everyone around him. Jack troops have already been sent out to Greenland from NATO partners. I am aware. We talked about this yesterday. There are tripwire forces in Greenland to ensure the trigger of Article 5 of NATO should the United States invade. Like, it is genuinely a dire situation. But Donald Trump continues to double down. Trump shares map of United States, including Greenland, Canada, and Venezuela. This is an actual picture, guys. He brought this in to the White House, where the United States, he's back on his, like, war with Canada thing. Again, to him and to these chuckle fucks, it's a goddamn joke. Is this the USA's Poland? Yes. Like, I don't know how to impress upon you guys, like, if he invades Greenland, Canada's gonna fight us. If he invades Canada, NATO's gonna fight us. They're all gonna fight us. Folks in the United States have been isolated from geopolitical consequences for so long that they don't realize the brinksmanship that this is. Yes, I was trying to make clear that if we go into Greenland, NATO will fight us too, because it's part of Denmark. Article 5 applies to Greenland. Canada's looking at guerrilla warfare plan to fight the United States. Yeah, guerrilla warfare is a great way to fight occupiers. Yeah, I mean, I work in a government building in downtown Ottawa, and I'm wondering if I have to deal with bombs in the future. Yeah. Like, it's fucking nuts. I'm really worried about how this is going to play out. And I'm hoping that the other avenues can be pursued here.
What literal world are we living in that the United States may fight Canada and then Russia and China will come to help us Canadians? What the actual?
That pic is real? That pic is real. The pic I'm showing on screen right now, this is from the Associated Press. Ken's sister Sue says we have 2 American air bases in our country, or in our county. I'm worried they will become the enemies within. Maybe he photoshopped it in. Look, it doesn't really matter if there was a meeting in the White House or if he posted it and it's a creation of AI. Either way, the effect is the same. Like, either way, he's posting and sharing this shit. It's brinksmanship. A lot of you are really hanging on to this it's photoshopped thing. I need you guys to understand, he's sharing it on social media. Like, this is just a world leader demanding territory. Oh my god, why are you guys being pedantic as hell about this? What? Like, I don't understand. You're all like it's photoshopped, as if that changes it? As if that changes, like, what he's sharing and the message he's sending? Like, the thing I'm trying to tell you guys is that he's threatening Canada and Greenland and Venezuela. I'm so beside myself right now. Like, this isn't like does it really matter if he has a paper map or not? No, it doesn't. It's immaterial. He got a hold of this image and said, yes, this is a good idea to post to the world. As people are arming and sending forces. It's very frustrating. It's real to Trump, and that's the scary part. Both that it's real to Trump and that he feels comfortable posting it. Like, this feels very, I don't know, casus belli, I guess, for the countries he's targeting. We have subsidized Denmark and all the countries of the European Union and others for many years by not charging them tariffs or any other forms of remuneration. We didn't hear that he posted it himself. Yes, I was trying to make clear that he posted it. Now, after centuries, it is time for Denmark to give back. World peace is at stake. The idea that this man is trying to argue that if the United States doesn't own Greenmark, world peace is at stake, when he's the one threatening to shatter world peace. God, Greenmark, yeah. Yes, I am legitimately agitated. Like, I'm having... Guys, I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best. Soldiers need to resign. That's probably not going to happen. Have I watched EU Parliament? There are some angry Danes there telling Trump to fuck off. Yeah. How did Congress go with we are the only ones able to declare war? Did they waive it? The people in Congress, and I do struggle to say the word people, they are trying to get the votes for a war powers resolution vis-a-vis Greenland. As far as I know, that has not been successful as of yet. There are laws that Congress has passed in the past, specifically to state that a president cannot unilaterally pull us out of NATO. So I would imagine there will be some kind of legal fight over whether or not a US president can unilaterally conduct like a military operation that would bring us out of NATO. But honestly, the fact that we're already here and the fact that this administration doesn't give a fuck about consulting Congress, like, my worry here is that Donald Trump is surrounded by a bunch of nincompoops who are going to convince him that he should do a military intervention in Greenland. And, like, the day after that happens, Europe is going to be aghast. Canada is going to be, like, starting to arm up and, like, starting to, like, get ready. And it is only then that members of Congress, seeing the imminent results of their action, or rather their inaction, are going to try and do something. Like, that is my worst nightmare, and it feels like we're getting closer to that. Yeah, but like a fat lot of good it's going to do us if we impeach him and remove him from office if he's already started World War III. Like, that doesn't assuage the concerns of everyone around the world, does it? This is like when that USSR Raider operator saw missiles headed for Russia and refused to push the end the world button because he thought it was a glitch, and it was, and saved the world, except not. Yeah. It's like that, except we have a madman making the actual missile threats, you know? What do the Baileys think, chat? I'm curious about how Canada will go about arming itself, since they have historically been so militarily dependent on the US. I imagine they'll keep on to the equipment they already have and start buying European. Has Trump threatened to launch nukes? No, but like, if we are facing down like war with the entire European Union and Canada, like, that question is honestly on the table, you know? It's a true constitutional crisis. It's only getting worse. I mean, it's been a constitutional crisis for like easily like 9 months. Anyway, solidarity with Greenland. And I apologize for the shame my country is bringing upon all of us and the harm it is doing around the world. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm at a loss. I'm just so angry. It's hard to think straight.
Canada scrapped the F-35 deal and is buying Gripens. Irk.
I mean, that would make sense to me, you know? Why would you not do that?
This is serious shit that Riverboat Jack is talking about. Growing up, I still went through bomb drills growing up. That was World War II shit. This was the 70s, so you can see how many generations to cool that down. This will be worse.
Chris Huggins, yeah. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Very generous. And Begrackle, thank you for the $5 super chat. It is rough every fucking day. I think we've gotten to the bottom of the barrel we get to like Candace Owens talking about Charlie Kirk being a time traveler. I'm like, okay, this is the bottom. It can't get like more ridiculous. And then Donald Trump is just like, want to bet? There is no bottom. I mean, it really is no bottom. There's always more bottoms, Jack. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, all right. There we go. We did it. We made it out of the segment. The excellent transitionary material.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord.